Hey guys, I just want to say before this video starts that unfortunately you'll see that there's going to be a lot of screen tearing, and that comes down to the fact that I was using OBS, I was using screen capture instead of using game capture, and that unfortunately meant that you're seeing a lot of juttering and tearing of the picture. I've copped what happened. As you can see, you don't see that in this now, even when I move around. So I just want to apologize for that first. This video and the last video, episode 26 I think it was, or 27, 26, this is episode 27, they have that problem, but you will not see that problem going forward, guys. And I just want to say that 100 Ender Dragons later, and a whole load of crafting, fusion crafting, and we are now ready to make a tier 8 core. Hey guys, I'm myself TPW and welcome back to FTB Revelation. This is episode 27 and 100 Ender Dragons later and a whole load of fusion crafting, and I am ready. It's taken me nearly a full day because I noticed something about power to the fusion crafting injectors. I was using EnderIO energy conduits to send power to these, and I decided to change them to flux power, and these can have an infinite transfer, and that sped up the crafting so much. It was painful. Each heart, converting it into 4 blocks of draconium, took 3.5 minutes, and I had to make 400 blocks of draconium because I killed 100 Ender Dragons. So guys, we are ready to do this. We're ready to shut down our core. Our core has, at the moment, 1.8 trillion RF. I do believe if I shut this down and I leave the centerpiece, it will keep everything inside here, except for, keep the energy inside here, except for the core. So I'm going to break this down, but I don't want to break the core. I need to turn on my magnet. So yeah, the last 24 hours has been full on. Not gonna lie. So I've got enough of everything, I believe. Need to make sure I don't break the core, because if I break the core, the centerpiece, then I lose all of the energy that was stored in here already. Which will be a bummer, because I will need to have a certain amount of energy to start up the reactor again. So yeah, let me do this, guys, and once it's down, I'll be right back. Alright guys, we've got the core, so we have just to break a few more blocks without breaking the core, and we're good. Now, I don't know if I need to expand this anymore, so I'm just going to put this in here, and I'm putting away my staff of power just in case. Assemble core. Only able to complete structure missing required blocks. Block of redstone. Oh, do I need redstone? No, I need tier 8, not build guide, inactive. Tier 7 core. How do I change this? Tier up. There we go. Build guide, inactive. Okay, yeah. You see? This is now, wow, that's huge. Wow. Build guide, active. Let's take this out, and we can fix this up again afterwards. So today I want to get this core up to a tier 8 core, and then I want to switch on the reactor and get that up to 1,000,000 RF per tick. I don't know if I'll be able to do that in this video because it takes a little bit of tweaking to do that, but we'll see. We're okay over here, we're okay over here, and we're okay over here and here. I might just take that out. It seems to be pretty close, and that as well. We're pretty good. I think we can now assemble, and hopefully it'll work. Hopefully. You know, hopefully. It's shooting through the draconium. It's like over 1,000 blocks of draconium and awakened draconium. There's like 700 and something draconium and 378 awakened draconium. What an expensive build just for a tier 8. And as I said, there's absolutely no point in making this. 2.14 trillion RF is more than enough. But as I also said, Minecraft is Minecraft, and why not max it out when you can? If it's there, build it. I'm hoping every block is there. Okay, activate. And it's active. Do not break the core. Yes, 1.8 trillion RF stored inside there. That's 0%. We're losing 108,000 RF. What are we losing 108,000 RF to? I think that is to the reactor. We now have a tier 8 core in our base. Hell yes. Right. What's it look like? Oh my god, it's huge. It is huge. Wow. This thing is huge. It's nearly coming down here. Wow. Okay. Well, that now means that we can now switch on our reactor. Now I need to be very careful here. And I need to take this one out. We can access that. We can. Let's pop this here. Now we could charge this. It won't be a full reactor. Can I put in more draconium? Can I? Because it's weird. It seems to hold some draconium in there when you switch it off. If it hasn't burnt it all off. Let me take it out. You see? Fuel conversion level. Can I put in? It's only let me put in 7. Yeah, so 7 and the nuggets. So it's nearly a full 8. It's just 1 nugget down. That's fine. Right. We need to charge this. Now I need to check the input level. Transfer limit 150,000. I might take that off for now, or maybe put it up at like 3 million to start off with, just to make sure we have enough shield status. And the output, I need to turn that down for now, because it will go boom quickly if I don't adjust that. Right, let's charge. Well, that went up fast. That's good. Energy saturation is going up really quickly too. That's good. And we're now, because there's a lot of energy, now we can start it up. Activate. Shield has gone way up. That's good. Temperature's rising. Now this will use up all of this RF to keep the shield stable. And it's whether we want to pop this up to like 750,000 to begin with. We might. And there was lots of micro adjustments I was making to get to up to 1 million. Depends how hot it's going to get. Right, we're up to 500,000. It's going up to 8,000. I might need to peak this down a little bit. Just so let it cool down. Yes, I need to let it cool down. So this is going to come down to 550. Because we do not want to get an overheated core. Now, I have had this go up to 9,000 temperature. I know people panic over that. It's not something you really need to panic about. As long as you're maintaining it, so that as long as you're maintaining the containment field, you are absolutely fine. This will start to come down soon once it hits 550,000 RF. Even though we're pumping in 3 million worth of RF to maintain the shield, and as you can see, it's coming down. Once this gets down to about 8,000, or this gets up to 550, you'll see that the shield strength will start shooting back up again. And that's what this is about. This is how you keep a stable reactor. It's just making sure you're keeping the field, containment field, strong. And even just as long as it's above 0, you're pretty safe from anything happening. So don't let it go to 0. Once you get to 0, you're in big trouble. See, we're nearly at 550. We could actually pop this up even a little bit more. It will drain a lot of our resources on the shield. So we might just wait till this balances out at around 550. So shield is still coming down, but it's really maintaining. I am not afraid to go to 650,000 with this. Now you will see the shield shooting down, and to change that you would need to make sure that you're keeping the shield input level, because this will exponentially start shooting down. So I would want to put in something like 5 million here. And you can see that the shield is still going up now. So this is going up to a massive temperature right now. And you can see the shield, I would need to even pop this up to 10 million to maintain it. Now I might bring the temperature, because the temperature is going way up. This will start shooting down in a second. So I might bring that down to 600 so that it will start slowing down. You can see that this has come way down. Now the core temperature is ridiculously high. We're going to be burning through fuel as well. But this will start to balance. This is nearly at 600. Now if I went to 575, watch the shield integrity go back up. So 575. Now you can see the temperature is coming way down. The shield integrity is going back up. And I'll tweak this like this so that I'm balancing the temperature and the containment field. Now, we are at the moment pumping in 11 million RF per tick, which is a monstrous amount. But that's purely because we have a tier 8 core with nearly 2 trillion inside in it. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to do that. Transferring 9.3 million, you can see that we are losing a lot of our energy, but we have lots. So you can see that the temperature is coming way down, and it's coming down really quickly now as well, which is good. So as I said, I'm not really worried about how hot it is. I was at the max there. It's just when you're at the max, you need to pump in a lot of energy to maintain it at that temperature. So I was pumping in 11 million. Now it's coming down. I could reduce the 11 million down to, we could nearly half that. And it's still increasing, so that we know that we're putting in way too much energy to maintain the shield. Now this is coming down 582, and I want that going back up. So I'm going to get this back up to 600. So that we're producing 600,000 RF. The shield will come down, the temperature is going up, and the closer it gets to 600,000, then you'll see that the temperatures will start stabilizing, and also that the containment field will start also increasing as well. And it's only when this starts getting close to the top line up here that this starts exponentially going down. So guys, I'm going to play with this here for a little bit just to get the core up to a decent amount of RF generating, and then I'll be right back. So what I've been doing, guys, is I have been adjusting the core temperature so that when this gets down to around 9,000, I'm then bumping it up by another 10 or 15,000 here in the generation rate. At the moment, I've got it set at 640 over here. It's settling at 645. And the amount of RF that I'm pumping in to maintain the field is 11 million. Now, this is increasing. I could bring this down, but when I bump this up by 10 or 15,000 every time, that's usually every minute or two, then this comes down to around here, and then it goes back up and it maintains. This goes up to about 10,500, and then it comes back down again. As you can see, it's coming down here. So that's the way I do that. As you can see, I've been at the max. The max this went up to was 13,000. That was scary because this was shooting down even though I was pumping in nearly 30 million RF to maintain the shield. So don't want it to go above really 10, 11,000 because it becomes way too expensive to maintain. And you'd want to make sure that you have enough RF to maintain it. If you don't, if you run out and the shield goes all the way down to 0, that's it. It's lights out. Everything here is gone. Okay, going to tweak this a little bit more, guys, and hopefully I'll be back soon when it's closer to the million RF per tick. Hey guys, I just want to stop the video here for a second and explain what happens in the next few minutes, because there's a series of events that escalate really quickly. As you can see, I was maintaining the reactor quite well. I was maintaining the heat and the amount of energy going into the core to maintain the shield. However, it was at 640,000 amount of RF coming out of the reactor, and I wanted to up that to 675,000, which wouldn't have been a big jump, and I was very comfortable making that adjustment. However, with one misclick, instead of changing it to 675k, I changed it to 6.75 million. And making that massive jump in energy coming out of the reactor would mean that you would need a massive amount of energy to maintain the shield. And I don't think there's enough energy to actually maintain that kind of a jump. The reactor is not built to give out 6.75 million worth of RF. So what you're going to see now is the events leading into that, and also the events after that, and what happened with my reactor and to my base. I will apologize in advance because, as you can imagine, this was quite stressful. I started to panic a little. I then tried to do something to protect the reactor, but I didn't have enough time. I even got locked into my base at one stage. My reappearing blocks wouldn't open, but it was in fact way too late. There was nothing I could do to protect the reactor. So not going to give any more spoilers away. You'll see here now in a second and what is going to happen. Shit. Fuck, I fucked it up. Oops. Shit. Oh. Bollocks. What about those shields? Shield emitter. Shield. RF tools. Glass. Fuck, on time. Well, guys, I was just about to get to a point where I was going to say, don't be afraid of reactors. Oh. Well, well, looks like I might be doing a backup over the server, which means that I have to go and kill 100 dragons again. I did something bad. I put the power drain too high. I pressed the wrong number by accident. I was being too greedy. I was trying to bump it up by 10,000. I bumped it up by 100,000. Yeah. Bye-bye, world. Good news is that it didn't go all the way over to the Colosseum. I think that was for the Wither Skeleton. Yeah, no, it didn't go all the way over to the Colosseum. It wasn't that far. It wasn't far away, but no, the Colosseum was more than safe. Reactors from Draconic Evolution. Mind them. Be careful. Because they will go boom. Yeah, no. Colosseum is good. Right. Guys, back to the drawing board. Oh, that's the end of this episode. Nice knowing you guys. Wow, it went boom. Big mistake. I tried to save it doing shields. The shields would have worked if I was able to contain it, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the shields built in time. I only thought of it too late. You can see that, yeah, actually it wouldn't have worked because I would have had to put them in a box, and I never thought about putting them in the box. You can see that this shield, which was for the Wyvern, was safe. This one, however, wasn't. Okay, well, it might have worked. Right, I've got bits of everything hanging off of me here that didn't get destroyed. Right, guys, I'm going to have to back up the world. Thanks very much for watching this episode, episode 26 or whatever, of FTB Revelation with ICTBW. Reactor went wrong. See you guys in the next episode where we'll have rolled back and I'll have killed the 100 Ender Dragons again and made the Draconium and made the tier 8 core, and hopefully we'll have the reactor to a decent level of 1 million RF per tick. Right, guys, see you. Bye.